Most individuals can undoubtedly agree that prolonged awkward silences during discussions or get-togethers are among the most unpleasant things. That's why knowing a few, or more, random amusing facts can be an effective technique for avoiding embarrassing situations. Whether you're on a first date or attempting to strike up a conversation in the office, having a few entertaining trivia facts on your mind might help you feel more at ease. You can also concentrate on a certain subject. Discovering why things are the way they are now is one of the most fascinating aspects of travel. From buried secrets to bizarre phenomenons, here's 18 things about the universe that may sound silly at first but are actually proven to be true facts. 1. Sahara Desert. Deserts are noted for having very little rainfall. And, since rain is uncommon, shouldn't snowfall be even more so? In 2018, the unthinkable occurred as the Sahara Desert was blanketed in white snow. The snow, however, only lasted a day before melting in the scorching heat. The first snowfall happened in 1979, and it lasted for about half an hour. Even though temperatures drop below freezing at night, the absence of moisture makes snow production nearly impossible. But who knows, you might get lucky and see it on your next Sahara vacation. 2. Coca-Cola. There are only 2 countries in the world where Coca-Cola does not exist. You may believe that Coca-Cola can be found anywhere in the globe, yet North Korea and Cuba have been under U.S. trade embargoes since 1950 and 1962, respectively. North Korea, on the other hand, has developed its own dark-colored soda. Ryongjan Cola, or Cocoa Sparkling, is the name given to it. Does it have the same amazing taste? It has the same red packaging and cursive text. If you've tried it, let us know in the comments. 3. Pyramids. Did you know that Sudan has more pyramids than Egypt? Although Egypt and pyramids are almost synonymous, did you realize that Sudan also has pyramids? Nubia, a Sudanese region, features 255 pyramids, which is more than Egypt. The Nubian pharaohs fled to Sudan after governing Egypt's 25th dynasty, forming the Kushite kingdom and absorbing Egyptian culture into their new capital. 4. Colombia's rainbow. Rainbows are usually found in the sky, but the Cão Cristales, popularly known as the River of Five Colors, shines brighter than any rainbow. The Macarena clavigera, a plant that thrives in the riverbed, gives this gorgeous river in Colombia's Serrana de la Macarena National Natural Park its multicolored splendor. It's ideal to go between May and November, when the river weeds are at their most colorful. Because the waters are shallower at this season, more sunlight reaches the plants, giving them a richer tint. 5. Machu Picchu. In Peru, this historic Inca settlement sits on top of 2 fault lines. That means earthquakes were a foregone conclusion. So, how did they make it through? Indeed, the Incans invented a great engineering technique known as ashlar masonry, in which boulders are carved to fit together flawlessly without the use of cement. During an earthquake, the stones could move in its place before returning to their former placements. 6. Russia to Alaska. The Bering Strait connects Russia and Alaska. When it freezes over in the winter, you can go over it, with the shortest distance being 3.8 kilometers. But just because something is conceivable does not mean it is lawful. Alternatively, be safe because the ocean winds are bitterly cold and the ice below may shift. 2 adventurers went out from Alaska in 2006 on foot to cross the ice path. They traveled 90 kilometers in 15 days before being arrested in Russia for breaking immigration restrictions. 7. China's time zone. If the sun rises and sets at the same time for everyone, having a single time zone is fine. People in Xinjiang, on the other hand, are just beginning to observe the sunset as Beijing prepares to go to bed at midnight. Given that China is nearly the size of the United States, which has 6 time zones, this is incredible. China did not always function on Beijing time, which is interesting. Chairman Mao Zedong made the decision to adopt Beijing Standard Time in the name of national unity in 1949. There were 5 recognized time zones that were 5.5 to 8.5 hours past Greenwich Mean Time before that, in 1912. Working in one time zone is fortunately only a minor annoyance for the Chinese. 8. San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge. This is one of the more recent world truths. In June 2020, San Francisco's renowned Golden Gate Bridge began speaking out against changes to the bike path's railings. San Franciscans reported hearing strange sounds from a distance of several kilometers. 9. Safari in Sri Lanka. Kenya isn't the only destination to go on a safari, there's another one closer to home. That's half the price and has its own collection of incredible wildlife. Asia's very own safari is only 4 hours away in lovely Sri Lanka. Elephants, leopards, and even aquatic birds can be seen on the vast plains of Yala National Park. The best time to visit would be between March and October. Water levels are lower and you'll see more animals come out to drink. 10. Spirited Bathhouse in Tainan. Jiufen, Taiwan is famous for being the mountain village that inspired Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away. Down south in Tainan, though, there is a real-life duplicate of the famous bathhouse. The Breezy Valley Guesthouse is located in the Breezy Valley Art Village. It's eerily similar to the famous bathhouse, especially with Yubaba greeting you at the entrance. Don't anger her or she'll transform you into a pig. Add both destinations to your next Taiwan journey if you're a big Miyazaki fan. 11. Thailand and monkeys. This celebration in Lop Buri commemorates the monkeys and a monkey buffet festival every final Sunday of November. According to Sanskrit legend, a brave monkey assisted Prince Rama in rescuing his bride-to-be from a 10-headed demon. The Pra Prang Sam Yot Temple's resident monkeys are fed 4,000 kilograms of fruits, vegetables, and Thai desserts. What a feast! Locals dress up as monkeys and perform for their honored visitors while they eat their royal feast. 12. Ethiopia is 7 years behind. One of the most amazing facts about the planet is that Ethiopia was only 4 months into 2012 when we greeted 2020. The Ethiopian calendar, like the Gregorian calendar, which most of us use, begins with the birth of Jesus Christ. The Ethiopian calendar, however, is 7 to 8 years late due to different calculations of Christ's Annunciation. Travelers, fortunately, are unaffected by the difference while they are there. Ethiopians today are familiar with the Gregorian calendar and use it interchangeably. However, if you preserve receipts for reimbursements, the date printed on them may make it appear as if your vacation took place years ago. But don't panic, you only need to convert your dates. 13. France and tourists. Based on Singapore's popular travel locations, I believe the most visited country is either Japan or Thailand. Surprisingly, until COVID-19 put travel on hold, France was the world's most visited country. Many travelers pass through the City of Love on their way to Italy and Spain, in addition to exploring it. 14. Bats in Taiwan. This should surely be on a list of the world's cutest facts. The world's tiniest bats, and mammals, live in the limestone caves of Sai Yak National Park. Aside from the bat soup jokes, aren't they adorable? The details get even cuter, they reach a maximum size of 33 mm and weigh only 2 grams. That's barely 1 millimeter bigger than a 50-cent coin in Singapore. Kitty Thonglungya, a Thai naturalist, discovered them in 1973, and they're also known as Kitty's hog-nosed bat. 15. McDonald's in Sweden. You don't need a car to order from the drive-thru in Sweden. You will, however, require a pair of skis. Everyone gets the Makati munchies, especially when it's below freezing and you're wearing boards. That's why, since 1996, Sweden has rewarded skiers with McSki, the world's only ski through McDonald's. After a long day on the slopes, nothing beats a box of nuggets to warm you up. 16. Streets in Netherlands. Venice isn't the only town that gets around mainly by boat. Within Giethoorn village in the Netherlands, there are no streets, only footpaths and over 6 kilometers of canal. The picturesque village is filled with rustic cottages and surrounded by tall trees, just like a fairy tale. Visitors can either kayak through the scenic neighborhood or ride a bike on the footpaths. 17. Australia's Big Rock. When we think of large rocks in Australia, we usually think of Uluru, which can even be seen from space. There is, however, a larger rock in town. Mount Augustus is 2.5 times the size of Uluru, yet getting around it takes 54 kilometers. However, Uluru remains the world's largest single rock structure, popularly known as a monolith, whereas Mount Augustus' immense size could be made up of numerous layers of sand and gravel. Stop by this big boy if you're taking a road trip through Western Australia. 17. New Zealand. San Francisco is famed for its steep streets, with the steepest reaching 27 degrees. Try living on Baldwin Street in New Zealand if you think that's expensive. The 38-degree slope of a Dunedin residential street set a Guinness World Record. All of the houses appear to be sunken into the earth due to the steep elevation. Take our word for it, but we're confident the inhabitants have steel thighs. 18. Hawaii. This is one of the world's most amazing facts, save the best for last. Although Hawaii only has 2 seasons, summer and winter, it has 8 of the world's 13 climates. The temperature rarely goes above 32 degrees Celsius or falls below 16 degrees Celsius at sea level, yet it snows frequently in the Mauna Kea, Mauna Loa, and Haleakala mountains. Here are your 18 interesting facts about our world.
Hope you got some value. If so, make sure to subscribe to us for more videos and tap the bell icon to get